Hey, friends! Welcome back to Insurance Therapy with Sasha, where the tea is hot, the facts are hotter, and nobody gets a surprise bill without a warning. Today, let me tell you about Aunt Betty. Aunt Betty is 78 years old, loves bingo, keeps cookies in a sewing tin, and drives a Buick that is older than some people watching this video. One day, Aunt Betty needs long term care and hears someone say, "Girl, you better spend all your money and give your house to your nephew." Aunt Betty nearly drops her sweet tea. So let's clear this up. A Medicaid spin down is not a clearance sale where you give away everything you own. Think of it like this: Medicaid has financial rules. If your income or assets are above certain limits, you may need to legally reduce certain countable resources before qualifying. Now let's walk through Aunt Betty's story. Number one, Medicare and Medicaid are not twins. Aunt Betty thought Medicare would cover everything forever. Wrong. Medicare may help with certain medical services and limited skilled nursing care, but it generally does not pay for years of ongoing custodial care. That's where Medicaid may come in if someone qualifies medically and financially. So remember, Medicare and Medicaid may sound alike, but they act very differently at family reunions. Number two, the bank account gets invited to the conversation. Aunt Betty has money in checking, savings, and a small investment account. Medicaid may count certain financial resources when determining eligibility. A legal spin down could include paying medical bills, paying off debts, making necessary home repairs, or covering approved care expenses. Notice what I didn't say? Stuffing cash in a mattress, burying money in the backyard, or giving your cousin Bubba $50,000 and hoping nobody notices. That's not a plan. That's a future headache. Number three, what about Aunt Betty's house? This is where people get confused. A primary residence may receive special treatment under Medicaid rules, depending on factors such as state rules, equity limits, a spouse living there, and intent to return home. So Aunt Betty doesn't automatically lose her house just because she applies for Medicaid. However, vacation homes, rental properties, or investment properties may be treated differently. In other words, the house you live in and the lake cabin where Uncle Larry catches one fish every summer are not always treated the same. Number four, the famous Buick. Aunt Betty loves her Buick. Good news! One vehicle used for transportation may be excluded under certain Medicaid rules. But if Aunt Betty owns 3 classic cars, 2 motorcycles, and a golf cart named Thunder, those additional vehicles could be treated differently. Number 5. Don't start giving things away. This is the big one. Aunt Betty's neighbor tells her, "Just put everything in your grandson's name." Please don't do that without professional advice. For long-term care Medicaid, there is generally a 5-year look-back period on certain asset transfers. If assets were given away improperly, Medicaid eligibility could be delayed. That's why planning first is always smarter than panicking later. And after death, Medicaid estate recovery may seek repayment for certain long-term care costs from the estate, although protections and exceptions may apply. So what's the lesson from Aunt Betty's adventure? A Medicaid spend down is not about hiding money. It's about understanding the rules and making legal, informed decisions. Before selling a house, changing a deed, moving money, or adding someone's name to an account, talk with an elder law attorney or qualified Medicaid planning professional. Like, share, and subscribe to Insurance Therapy with Sasha for more simple, real-life explanations of Medicare, Medicaid, long-term care, and protecting your family's future. And remember, don't take Medicaid advice from your cousin, your barber, your neighbor's cat, or that random person on Facebook who says, "Trust me." Trust qualified professionals instead. This content is for educational purposes only and is not legal, financial, tax, Medicare, Medicaid, or insurance advice. Rules vary by state and individual circumstances. Consult qualified professionals before making financial or property decisions.